Thank you. Ojiro from the University of Tokyo Library System. At the first seminar held in September of last year, if I remember correctly, I had the opportunity to speak at that seminar as well. And I said very clearly, I remember very clearly that this is the last time I'm going to speak before you. And yet I'm here again like a zombie. I'm sorry about that. I'm given 10 minutes. And I'm going to introduce to you this RDM training tool that has been developed. Within this very tight program, you are still kind enough to give us the opportunity to talk about this for 10 minutes. So I'd like to thank the organizer for giving us, again, the opportunity to talk about our tool. So who are we? NII and the University Library Cooperation Committee. Within that collaboration, there is a committee called Institutional Repositories Promotion Committee, IRPC in short. And institutional repositories, open access, open science, on these themes. We are engaged in various activities within this framework of IRPC, Institutional Repositories Promotion Committee. And there are 3 working groups set up within IRPC to address specific issues. And then in addition, we do have ad hoc task force groups, 6 of them altogether, to address the most leading projects. And one of the task force is called the Research Data Task Force, and RDM training tool that I'll be talking about today, and various case study-based knowledge accumulation are what we do within our task force. And this is the members of a task force, me, Dr. Yamaji of NII, and librarians of different universities, as well as URA representatives as well. The number is limited, but I believe that this is the selected elites, the most right persons. So, what are the researchers' attitude regarding open science is the question. Ono-san earlier talked about this. Data One project conducted surveys, and these are some of the early responses, which say that 78% of the respondents, there were 1,329 researchers who responded, and 78% of them expressed desire to register on a data repository without any access restrictions. And yet, only 36% of the respondents said that their data can be accessed easily by other researchers. And the reasons for that is no time, no money, and no place to register the data. Now, these responses indicate that there is a strong desire to make their data available publicly, or they are required to do so under the policies of their affiliations. And yet, many of them are facing difficulty making their data available, publicly available. And I believe that there are 3 things that need to be established in terms of infrastructure. One is the common system as the research data infrastructure. Second is the human infrastructure, meaning securing enough staff members to support the endeavor. And the third is the organizational infrastructure, meaning the community. And today, I'd like to focus on this second infrastructure, that is the human infrastructure. Now, looking at the report issued by the Government Council last year, with regards to the expectations that the government has in terms of support to the researchers, it is said that the university technicians, URA, and university librarians should play a key role in establishing the data management system so as to contribute to supporting researchers. But when it comes to what needs to be done, the knowledge is still limited. When we look at the situation overseas, we find that there are materials available for the training of the people. And we thought that we should have the Japanese version of those teaching materials or learning materials. And that was the starting point of our activities. The purpose of the tool is for the trainees to get the basic knowledge about RDM and to get the starting point in providing the researcher support services. And the actual content of the materials would basically be the e-learning materials. And we are to have some of classroom lectures as well, and verification tests and some field work. These e-learning materials seem to be provided over MOOC. And we thought that the target audience should be broad, not just the librarians and URA people, but the people who are interested in open science and research data management as well. And we spent about a year in putting together the materials. And in terms of the overall structure, 7 chapters altogether. Data production, processing, analysis, storage, disclosure, reuse. The whole process can be learned. And Kitamoto-san said that in 2017 and 2027, the skill requirements would be different. So this tool that we are developing addresses skill sets required for 2017. So for younger people, I'm afraid the content, this tool, would result in their loss in terms of their career. But having said that, I think it's important to start from very basics. And this is the syllabus. Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 2, Data Management Plan. Then Archiving and Sharing, Organization, Metadata, Legal Ethics, Policy, and Support Services Studies. 7 chapters altogether. As I said, this is going to be the e-learning materials. And there are over 150 slides. And I'm afraid I can't show all of them to you. And Onodera-san earlier said that details will be provided by Oshiro-san myself, but I'm afraid I can't do that in 10 minutes. I'll just give you the highlights, just some of the sample slides. In Chapter 1, there's a description of what is research data management. And then there's some exercises. And Ogasaka-san of JST talked about the data management plan, DMP, and how to develop DMP is covered in this materials as well. By the end of March, we are to complete this and provide this through MOOC as well. And after that, starting in April, JP Core, the Open Access Repository Promotion Council, that community would be officially active, start the operations. And the activities of IRPC will be succeeded by that new organization, and our task force activities will be absorbed within that new organization. We want to promote this training, get the feedback from the participants so as to improve on the content. 2027 skill sets. I'd like to think about what will be required in 2027 together with you. So if you're interested, please let us know. Thank you.